Hey everyone, my name is Seth Yolorda, and I'm a speaker, coach, and consultant, and I work with organizations and individuals, helping them become extraordinary leaders so they can lead an extraordinary team. And I want to talk with you today about that one thing that affects all of us, and that is our energy. Let me ask you this question. What do you do when during the end of your day, maybe even the early afternoon, you start to feel that energy lull? It's like that slump that you are sinking into. I've noticed for myself, it's been something that's happening for the last couple of weeks where around 5 or 6 o'clock at night, I just feel like the walls are caving and my energy is low. And I'm thinking about all the things I did not get done, the things that did not work out, the work I should have done, the contracts I should have closed, what was left undone. And it just feels as though during that energy slump, during that twilight zone for me, which is around between 4 and 6 p.m., that I am just failing as a leader, a husband, an entrepreneur, a coach. It just feels like it's the end of the world. And I started to really think, what is happening internally? Because everything that we experience is a result of the story we're telling ourselves. It's a result of how we're managing ourselves. And so I started asking myself the question, what's happening that I am just during this same period of time, day after day, I'm starting to really experience very low levels of energy. And what I began to realize is that, you know what, Seth? Throughout the day, you and everyone else out there watching, you will have high moments of energy and low moments of energy. And what you have to do is you have to, number one, identify your energy dips. The reality is that if you are going to live and lead a productive, powerful, extraordinary life, you are going to have to be extremely diligent in how you manage your energy, because your energy will determine whether or not you show up as your highest self or whether or not you show up as your worst self. It will determine whether or not you're giving your all, you're listening, you're engaging, or whether you're disengaged, withdrawing, and reactive. Your energy. And so we have to be aware of our energy kind of wave and whether it's high or low. And what are we doing to ensure that when we need to show up for our best, what are we doing to ensure that in our most critical moments, we're showing up with the highest level of energy possible? Now, I'm not talking about caffeine regulated energy or sleep regulated energy. I'm really talking about the story you're telling yourself, how you're feeling. Now, yes, caffeine and sleep and having a healthy diet can play a role in all of those things. But for me specifically, what I started to tell myself was that around that 5 or 6 o'clock at night, I start to reflect on my day, what didn't go well, what wasn't working. And it was almost like a tsunami of negativity just rolled into my home and just really dragged me down to the depths of the hell, for lack of a better word. And I just said, you know what? This has just recently started. I don't want this to continue. What am I going to do about it? And so I said, number one, Seth, I have to, as I said, identify my energy dips. I have to be able to say, okay, it's very clear for the last week and a half, around between 4 and 6 p.m., I'm having very low energy. So what I'm going to do once I've identified my energy dips is I'm going to schedule energy boosting joy activity. So from 4 to 6 p.m., I need to be engaging in some type of activity that will counteract the onslaught of negativity and allow me to still remain with hope, optimism, belief that, yeah, even though everything didn't necessarily get done this day, I accomplished a lot. I have a lot of gratitude for what I accomplished, and I'm going into my nightly routine with joy, with thanksgiving, and with deep appreciation for what I was able to get done. Something that I have had to start doing was going on nightly walks. I had to move my body. I had to say, you know what? Around 4 to 6, I need to be outside. Yes, I can grab something to eat, grab a dinner, and then I need to go on a family walk. I need to go on a solo walk. I need to do something. I need to take time during that period. And when I'm reflecting, I need to then engage my gratitude journal. So I'm not just doing my gratitude journal in the morning, but I'm also doing my gratitude journal in the evening because I need to reset my story and reset my frame so that what I'm telling myself will truly help me make it through the evening and prepare me for a successful morning. Because a lot of times what will happen is you will go to bed in a bad attitude and you will wake up with that same attitude. You will wake up feeling as though the glass is half empty, that you're not doing enough, that you're not going hard enough, that you're not making enough money, that you don't have the best family. Like whatever you went to bed with, you will wake up with that. Just because it's a new morning doesn't mean it's a new you, unless you are intentional about setting your mindset on gratitude and joy. And that is something that you have to be intentional about if you want to operate at the highest level. So number one is you have to identify when during the day do you have these energy dips. And then number two, you have to schedule energy boosting joy breaks. And then lastly, what I've realized for myself, and this might be helpful for you as well, you have to make joy a non-negotiable in your life. You have to make joy a non-negotiable part of your routine, both your morning routine and your evening routine. You have to ensure that joy is how you're showing up, that joy is how you're leaning in, and that everything that you are doing and how you're moving throughout the morning and the evening, whenever those energy dips are, that you can characterize it by joy. Now, that might look different for everyone. And what I've recommended some people do is actually write down a long list of things that bring you joy. It could be as simple as getting a slice of cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory, or going on a long walk around my neighborhood, or spending some time talking to my parents, or playing with my kids. Whatever it is, costs money, doesn't cost money. I think you should have both items on the list. The things that might be really expensive and those things that are free. Write down a joy list. Things that give you joy. And when you are finding yourself going through a negative energy dip that is a result of negative thinking, an onslaught of self-defeating beliefs and self-sabotaging beliefs, in that moment, you need to pull out your list and say, what can I do right now that'll bring me joy? What can I do right now that'll shift the narrative, that'll change my perspective, and help me to really realize, you know what? It's not as bad as it seems. It is not the end of the world. It's just the end of the day. I accomplished a lot. I did a lot, and tomorrow is going to be a phenomenal day. This is something that I have had to start doing, and I wanted to share this message with you today, hoping that it's helpful for you as you go into your week and as you are managing and navigating through the highs and lows, the self-sabotaging thoughts, the limiting beliefs, which we all have to face and wrestle with, that you are intentional. Really identify, what is the pattern in my life? When do I see myself being susceptible to these self-sabotaging thoughts? And if there is a pattern, which I know there is, if there is a pattern, what do I need to do to interrupt that pattern so that pattern doesn't win the day? I hope this was helpful, and I would love to hear how you're applying these joy breaks into your day. So you can leave a comment below or send me a direct message on LinkedIn or Instagram, and I would love to connect. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day. Peace.